Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Econ Bulldog. Today, we got a special goddamn treat. Because this podcast right here, Joshua Rico, we got the pleasure of having him on. A credit repair cloud millionaire, been in the funding game. How many years, Rico?
Well, since 2019.
2019.
But credit, we're going to get into that since 2009. Basically, I'm going to share my story, but yeah, I appreciate you.
Hey guys, we right here. You guys rocking with us. Stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribing, and comment because Rico's about to drop some gems. And I'm going to take notes myself. Looking forward to you. If you hear that, that means, yo, that's game right there. Now you hear this? It's a wrap. He dropping it. Hey, Rico, first and foremost, thank you for, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be uncut on this one. Thank you for being a
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because there be some bullshit out there.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And I know, there be some bullshit out there, guys. People, promise you the world, but Rico, from day one, when I got new into the credit repair space, every time, Rico, I would text him, always gave me game, and I always appreciate you for that.
Yeah, because we were in the same...
Same bullshit.
We was in the same bullshit. And what I mean by same bullshit, guys, look, you guys always come to us. I know you guys have clients too. You guys always hear the client stories about, I'm scared of getting scammed. We got scammed. Well, we got scammed.
Double.
And I like to say this to a lot of entrepreneurs. Look, you're not investing in yourself enough. If you're not getting close to a scam, I'm going to be honest with you. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I've invested so many times to where I figured out what the scams are and what's not. Unfortunately, as an entrepreneur, and I don't know if you know this, but like, you got to go through the hard times. You got to go through the suck. And we're both Marines too. So we got to embrace the suck, but go ahead.
And I think of that one, us being both Marines, like if you know a Marine, like Marine's always going to look out for you, right?
It's a brotherhood.
It's literally a brotherhood. Being in that Marine boot camp, that shit kind of gave me a little flashbacks right now, whatever. You've been in Afghanistan and Iraq, right? I've been in Iraq twice. So definitely that's where it's coming from. I'm just excited to get on the pod, Rico. But seriously, man, thank you for being a real motherfucker, and I mean that because, like I said, man, we've all invested. It's come back, not the ROI that we wanted. Ultimately, like what he said, right? If you're true entrepreneurship, if you haven't gotten scammed, hey, you're not investing enough.
You're playing too little. You're playing too small. Now, I'm not saying go get scammed every day now. You got to be wise. You got to choose to have discernment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we were in a situation to where it's like you were doing e-commerce at the time.
And e-commerce, Amazon, that's where Bulldog comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I was still doing credit repair. We just wanted to elevate, and we were in this circle, and we ended up both being in the wrong circle, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But, I believe you found your way. You stopped doing e-commerce.
Credit was my way out.
Credit was your way out. And like I said, it was my way out as well, right? So
we're going to dive in right now. So real quick. So Rico, I know not taking us way back, but how were you in high school? Let's go high school.
High school.
Like, well, you were just...
I was in ESL classes. I was in special ed classes in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not destined to make it, right? Getting into trouble with the law and everything like that. I wanted to be, amongst the crowds,
What was your high school? Where'd you grow up at?
Connecticut. Glass Meridian. Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah, from Connecticut.
I know I give Rico a hard time because that's where the real pizza at.
Yeah, the best pizza, New Haven. New Haven pizza is better than New York. I'm just saying. But all my family in Brooklyn, they're gonna be hating.
Like, gonna be hating there.
My mom's side is in Brooklyn, New York, New York Rican,
New York Rican. So, Rico from Connecticut, high school, ESL.
Yeah, I had a promising future, right? But that's when I started getting in trouble with the law and doing some mischievous stuff to where it's like, you know what, I'm either gonna be dead or in jail. So one day I was driving, I saw the Marine Corps flag. I'm like, I'm about to join the baddest, the tip of the spear, right?
Number one.
So I joined the Marine Corps at 18, riding a will at 19. You know how it goes. And as soon as I got to, California, 29 Palms, I did the seat-back drag. And what happens is I went straight to Iraq. 19 years old, straight to Iraq. I don't know what to expect. And then, been to Afghanistan. I was over there when Osama bin Laden died. That's another story, but like,
Oh shit. Okay, so within the Marines, you were what was your MOS?
0621, I was a radar operator.
Radio operator.
Communications. That's why communications is huge, especially plays a part in life, relationships, and in business. And that's what we harp on too. But yeah, it was just, but here's the thing though. Back in 2009, I was a victim of identity theft while I was serving in Iraq. One of my own blood family members, they stole $6K out of my bank account. And then it plummeted my score to the 500s. I couldn't take care of nothing because we was, we was on a pump. We was on a deployment. So obviously it's like, let's wait till we get home. And when I did get home, I tried to apply for apartments, cars, and they were like 18% APR, which is bad. And if you're watching this and if you have a 18% APR, you need to come see one of us because that's not good, So I tried. I felt dumb and vulnerable. I don't like feeling dumb and vulnerable. I was already in the ESL class and I was labeled that, oh, you're never gonna make it in high school. You're gonna be a bum, etc. I mean, now look, but
Got you now.
Now teachers and the people I serve with are asking for my services or if I'm hiring. But that's another story.
So like a family member, cool, took out $6K, obviously plummeted your score to 500s, and that's what made you dabble into like at the beginning?
Yeah, I wanted to, all right, you know what? We were never taught about this, especially Latino. We both Latino. I'm Cuban and Puerto Rican. Cubano, Boricua, tú sabes,
Peruano,
So that's why I was like, you know what? We were never taught this in our communities. We were never taught about this. And what I mean about this is I'm talking about credit, how to build, fix, leverage credit. This should be taught in schools, I feel. Homeschools or unnecessary curriculums nowadays across America because, this is what we're going to be using to afford a house, a mortgage, a car, funding for high limit credit cards and or buying assets, etc. So they should be teaching this instead of Pythagorean theorem. You get what I'm saying? So I took it over the course of 10 years. I've invested over 50K and I'm still investing, right? I'm still always a student, right? I mean, my clients call me the GOAT, but I'm still always the student,
You never stop learning.
Never stop learning. And in this podcast, you guys are going to learn some game. I'm going to give you some game because I always feel like every time I'm on a podcast, I got to bless the people with some game so they can take actionable steps to get results,
You're going to hear that.
Yeah.
You hear that? Pay attention.
So from there, it's just like, over the course of 10 years, I've invested in mentorships and, I have 350K in credit cards, 0%. I drove the McLaren, not anymore. I sold that. But the thing is zero down,
Yeah.
I've got Section 8 rental properties, leveraging business credit, Actually, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's actually a walkthrough of how I bought my Section 8 rental off a business credit card. But that's another story. But yeah, credit literally changed my life. So, but here's the thing. That was back in 2009. I was just doing it for, myself to get out of it. And then I did it for families and friends for free, just because I was knowledgeable and I liked it. Fast forward, before COVID, I mean, I saw there was a commercial on Larry King Live.
What commercial?
It was a Larry King Live. It was called Credit Secrets, the book.
Oh,
that's where I learned from Larry King Live. And this, guys, if you guys go to Credit Con, there's the OG in the game. His name is John Olzheimer. If you mention that name, you do credit repair if you mention the name because he's one of the OGs in the credit industry, if you will. He goes to Credit Con a lot. And I recommend people, if you're watching this, even if you're a client or a credit repair owner, go to these events. I see you at a lot of events. That's why you are where you are, because you're networking, right? Go to these Credit Con events so you can further your knowledge and or network with people who have more knowledge and you in the industry, if that makes sense.
So that book, okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. So that book was the one that unlocked, you read the book and you were like, oh shoot, I want to get more into this?
Yeah. First, I wanted to get rid of the late payment. The late payment was from Webbank Fingerhut. I don't know.
What'd you buy? What'd you buy at Fingerhut, bro?
I didn't. It was the identity thing.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it was like, okay. I'm like, I don't even know. I was 16.
You should talk to that uncle or that cousin?
No. No, they're not. You know, they didn't know. They still don't know no better. I mean, they know better, but they don't know no better. People, and I'm not the only one out there. You know, matter of fact, if you do, guys, if you are watching, see, I'm ready to get in the game. If you are watching this and you are a true victim of identity theft, I would say come to me, because we are partnered with lawyers across America that take those FCRA cases and they get people possibly compensated and deletion off the report through the legal court system. Remember, as you know, we are protected by the FCRA and the FDCPA, and they're governed by them. We're protected by laws, and we leverage those laws to get deletions and remedy off of people's credit reports.
One thing, just to segue off that, if you find out the definition of the United States, right? The United States is a corporation.
It's not a country.
Right? Not a country. It's a corporation. It's a business, right? We are consumers of that corporation. So just what RICO said about the laws protect us, right? FCRA and FDCPA,
Yep.
right? They protect us. So that's why we're here, giving you guys this information so you guys can, hey, RICO said how to remove this. That's what we're going to give you game right now. So I love it. I love it, RICO. So you that book showed you how to remove the late payment, or just kind of gave you some steps?
Show me more than just deleting the late payment. It showed me how to fix every situation: repos, collections, charge-offs, bank, you name it.
Wow.
Personal information, late payment, everything, suing, like cases. It was the Bible of credit repair back in the day. So I took that just from my knowledge, and I just started doing it for myself. It happened. I started doing it for other people, family, friends, for free. All right. And that's when, you know, fast forward, I didn't do it as a business, because I was a award-winning licensed barber, you know?
Oh, that's how you always fresh.
Yeah, of course. You know, I got to keep the equillo good, you know what I'm saying?
So before you were doing the credit stuff, you were official in the game with the barber.
It was actually, I did credit first, for me, from my knowledge, 2009, right? I was still in the Marine Corps, but it was just for me. I was thinking business yet until I got out. I did MLMs. I did every business you can name up. I did 3 multi-level marketings, which build, you know, personal development, but like, wow, he talking about dressing up in a suit.
Whoa.
You know, going door knocking and some
$5 in his pocket over here, walking around in his suit.
Exactly.
With a van to pick him up.
Exactly. So it's like, I tried that. I did phone flipping. That was my first online success.
Would you buy a phone? Fix it?
Buy iPhones. I didn't even fix it. I buy it for cheap and then sell it for high on profit, and we just keep on going. But it was a roller coaster. And then I was like, man, I'm getting dried up on money. So I'm always good at cutting hair. I've been always good at cutting hair.
Yeah.
So like, let me just finally get my license.
You were cutting your brother's hair, or
6 brothers.
joining the Marines, or how'd you get?
Oh, since I was little, I was cutting my brother's hair. You know.
Okay. You messed up.
I was fucking them up.
They done went to school looking like Bo.
But I you know, at first it's like I was fucking them up, and then I started getting nice with it. Boom, boom, and then now I just went to go to Paul Mitchell in Temecula, and I was like, let me just get my license. Got my license, right? In 2020, I got my license. So I was like, okay, you know what? Even though I want to be an entrepreneur, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur back in my mind. I like, right now I got to hustle. So like, let me get a job, right? It's just temporary. Barber is quick. I'm good at it. I was award winning twice nationwide. So I was like, let's do it. And then what happened in 2020? COVID happened. So I was like, oh shit, they telling everybody to go.
Oh, stay inside.
Stay inside. I was doing house calls for $300, sometimes $400.
You want to be fresh, huh?
Yes, I didn't get the service.
I need a hit.
Yeah,
I need a hit right here.
I was like, you know what? I asked myself, what do I know that I can do to help people, serve people, have no inventory online, but get a result and get paid for it? And what would that price point be? So I was like, credit. I know credit. Like a back of my hand. I can teach it like this, right? So, I mean, I've been doing credit repair since yellow line pencil paper, and one letter would just get the whole report deleted. That's how long I've been doing it back then.
Oh, that's a little hack real quick.
Yeah.
He said,
cha-ching, get does it.
No.
And
something I heard someone, and I haven't done it myself because we're gonna try it. I think in credit repair we try different strategies because we can do the same step on the same file, and literally one thing might get removed and the other thing might not. Right? That's real.
Exactly. You can, and I like to tell clients this too. You could be married in the same household, same age and everything. They have the same account, whether it's joint or not. Send it out at the same time, and still one would get deleted and one would not. It's just how it is. You know?
And that's transparency.
Yeah, that's real talk right there.
That's transparency right there.
I was looking for an opportunity, so I was like, let me do credit repair. And then I got targeted from the company, CRC, and then now I'm a millionaire with you know?
Hey, and guys, he definitely put in his work, right? Yeah. People see the plaque and they're like, oh, that's dope. That is a big deal, right? And I'm in other groups and they're like, oh, you want a plaque? We can buy one for you. But they don't know the sweat and equity that comes with this.
A lot of people buy plaques and everything. You have to show your merchant accounts. To be qualified for this, you have to show your merchant accounts. You have to see the deposits. It's not, fabricating anything like that. It was just a milestone for me because I always wanted to say, hey, I always wanted to make money from home, as an entrepreneur, but helping people impact.
Yes.
And the more people I helped, and this is what I received. This is just a memory to be like, hey, keep going.
And one thing is, Rico is known for Mr. Testimony.
Oh, yeah. So if you're watching this,
I mean,
I have the most video client testimonials in the industry, hands down.
Right there.
It's just,
and there's probably more he hasn't recorded.
Yeah, I could drop a testimonial video every day for the year and still not run out.
Dang, that's right there.
But that's the game too, because when you help people, I believe you measure a man by how many people they helped.
Ooh.
Because if you could show that,
say it one more time.
I believe you measure a man about how many people they have helped. So I just highlight my clients' wins, which I have endless amount of wins. Hey, I got approved for this house. Hey, I got $250K at 0% APR in funding. Hey, I can drive a McLaren. Hey, I drive a Lambo, etc. Right? I'm financially free because of you. I'm debt free because it's etc. Right? Because of our credit repair program.
What? Because we about to go into the sauce right now.
Yeah.
So, what is your? And I know you probably have different things under your belt. What is your favorite method on deleting a late payment?
My favorite method of deleting late payment,
or a good one, good strategy.
Oh yeah. Well, to be honest with you, my favorite method is calling in. Yeah.
Hi. we about to get deep on it now, but calling in. Well, I say the same thing, but only when they have 1 or 2 late payments.
They can have 1 or 2 late payments, but if it's more than 2 late payments, we're gonna get deep. I get strategic.
Talk to him.
I like to spread my knowledge when we talk about this credit repair stuff. So look, you gotta determine what type of late payment it is, what company is with, if it's open or closed, etc.
Oof, look at that.
Yeah.
Open or close.
Because that's a different tactic. Close is easier to get the late payment updated to 100%. And I'm gonna tell you how too. I have this little script that I teach my team, all right? And guys, we're not calling Experian TransUnion Equifax. We're calling the furnisher, the creditor itself.
Oof.
Cut the head off the snake.
Okay. Going straight to the source. The ones reporting it
to the credit reporting agencies. All right. A lot of people are disputing just off of Experian TransUnion Equifax. No. You need to cut the head off the snake. Go straight to the source that's reporting to those. So they're governed by the FDCPA and the FCRA too. So if they're reporting to the credit bureaus, credit reporting agencies, your discrepancy is with them. You have to have communication with them. So how I would do it if it's a closed account is, first of all, I would have the call recorded. They say you're not allowed to record, but I'm gonna get into that, right? Obviously, you're gonna pull up your Trimers reports, and your Trimers reports Experian Equifax TransUnion off of annualcreditreport.com or whatever have you, right? FICO reports. And you're going to go to that account that has a late payment. You're going to look at what is in the legend. And what I mean by legend, how it's reported, right? Is it 30 days late? Is it 60 days late? Is it 30 days late? And then it jumps to 90 days. That's inaccurate. You see what I'm saying? So you have to learn, guys, how to read the report. That's what I would say first. Learn how to read what's inaccurate. And, because if we focus on that word inaccuracy, Back in 2014, the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, FTC conducted a study that 1 in 5 Americans have at least one error or inaccuracy across their tri-merge reports. So that's about 100 million Americans. And that was in 2014. Imagine now. So if I put that, now I have more confidence and leverage in disputing, because I'm not the only one. There's 100 million Americans that you guys fucked up.
Over. Yeah.
You know? So now I have the confidence. Now I'm going to dispute with the inaccuracies. Okay, so this is inaccurate. Okay, if it says 30 days late and the next month it says 90 days, that is inaccurate. You have to send a validation letter, 15 USC 1692G.
Hey, guys. You know, right there, memorized.
You know, so it's just right there. That's a validation letter. Or sometimes you just call and say, hey, this is inaccurate. Please validate this and update to 100% payment history. Now, if it's closed, I like to call in. Guys, always set yourself up for success. How are you going to set yourself up for success? You call for the late payment, say, hey, you ask for the supervisor. I like to always ask for the supervisor, get their name, employee number, etc. So you know who to report or can make a complaint on, and to CFPB or BBB or what, if you have to. That's another bar too. So when you call in, I'll like to say, hey, who am I speaking with? Blah, blah, blah. Can I speak to your supervisor? Demand to speak to a supervisor if you can, right? And then from there, I ask these questions and make sure you're set up. Hey, am I set up on auto pay? Yes, sir, you are. Hey, am I up to date? And is it zero balance? Yes, you are. What does that do? It sets you up for success and say, well, you're on auto pay. You don't owe us nothing. There's no late fees incurred or anything like that. So that's when I say, all right, good. Look, tactfully, I love your guys' company. There seems to be an error that's hindering my ability to obtain a mortgage. Okay? To obtain a mortgage. Okay? And without this, and why am I saying obtain a mortgage? Because there's damages, and we'll go into that more. I can't get a house. I can't be financially free. I can't move my family into this house because your company is reporting an inaccuracy on my report. When companies hear that, in their head, if they're smart, they think lawsuit. I want to avoid a lawsuit. Millions of dollars, etc. So what I would do is leverage, and especially if that company has history of getting sued for the same thing, you have leverage there too.
Oh, yes.
So you can go to that company, go to Google and say, has Bank of America or has whatever, Capital One or AT&T or what have you been sued for this. Bring that article. You could put that in dispute letters too. That's a hack too. So just screenshot that. But you're calling in, right? And you can reference it on the call. Say, look, if I'm on auto pay, if I owe nothing and the account is closed, how can I be late? Well, we report later. No, listen, it's a contradictory, ma'am or sir. It's paid in full. It's closed. It should not be late. There's an error in my report. All right, this is inaccuracy. Can you please update it to 100% payment history? Say, well, we don't do that. Well, look, what's your name again? That when they start to get feisty. Okay, look. This is an error. This is 15 USC 6066B. We use that one. The billing error for late payments. All right, and we send them to the CFPB, etc. You could complain to the BBB and say, look, listen, this is being documented for court purposes if need be. Right? I'll file a BBB complaint, a CFPB complaint, a social media complaint, and that works too. The first person who's doing social media disputes.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that, but but what I'm saying is that's how you can leverage it. And even if it's not closed, if the late payment is not closed, you can still utilize the same thing if it's 1 or 2 late payments. Now, if it's a bunch of late payments, listen, you're going to have to let that age or dispute one by one. But you got to understand this about late payments, guys. 35% of your score is payment history, right? So set yourself up for auto pay. Pay the 3 to 5 days before the statement reporting date, right? That way you're good with the utilization hack. And then you should be good from there. But credit repair, real credit repair is about changing your habits.
Ooh.
It's about changing your habits. That real credit repair, real credit and financial, being an adult is about changing your habits and monitoring your habits, right? Do you have your credit monitoring up? to check your scores to see if you have been a victim of identity theft or if your score went up or down. I got clients that be like, why is my score fluctuated? Well, have you used your credit card? Yeah, but I paid it off. Did you pay it before the statement reporting date? Come on, let's go. This is, you got to get in the game. This is a game. You got to know how to master the game. And the biggest part of that game comes from the payment history. Set yourself up for auto pay so you don't have to come to us, right? We'll take your business all day, but you won't need us if you know how to manage your funds and have the right habits. Am I spending money on 2K? Am I spending money on eating at a restaurant or nothing like that? Like, oh, am I going in the hole with that? Am I missing payments? No. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to grow up.
I want to add, he dropped so much game on that, guys. Rewind it and play this back, because the information he just dropped regarding a late payment, closed account, open account, set you up for success. That's a heavy bar right there, right? Because you want to act like, like your own attorney. And if you're giving, hey, I'm zero balance, I'm on auto pay, like, why am I be late? Because there's might be an error. That's some heavy bar right there. I wanted to tell the people right there watching us, and we're human, right? We make mistakes. Sometimes we have so much stuff going on that your credit card is the last thing you have to worry about, because you're like, man, I got so much stuff going on. Screw that. You are officially late when you're more than 59 days late. So they cannot report a late on your credit report unless you hit the 60th day of no payment. All right? 60th day of no payment, that's when they can report. Now, if you go over 30 days or 45 days, they can still hit you with late fees.
Yeah.
There's late fees on that payment. However, they cannot report you late until it's more than 60 days.
Meaning, I don't mean to cut you off. Some people might be confused. Wait, 60 days or 30 days? He's talking about, let's say if you have a due date on the 30th.
30th of December.
30th of December. If January 30th you didn't pay, it's a 30-day late on your credit report, which in total is yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It won't report to your credit until you're quote unquote it'll be 60 days.
Yeah.
So if you're 59 days, you're good. But I want you guys I know it's like, if you write it down, it'll process better.
Can I say something too? Late payments are the hardest to remove, in my opinion. All right. It could be easy for some other people. It's hit or miss. In my opinion, late payments are the hardest to remove. They weigh the most. Now, here's the thing. I need to say this to the audience. No matter who it is. Credit repair is not an overnight process. Okay? What am I saying?
Say it for the people in the back.
Credit repair is not an overnight process. I don't care what guru is telling you. What people, if you sue, it's overnight. That's bullshit too, because if you sue, we got to send 2 dispute letters. That's 2 months. Up to 3 months. That's 3 months to send 3 dispute letters. And then you got to wait in court to 60 days. Sometimes I have an FCRA case where I can't speak on that's been taking a year. So don't tell me, the people who are suing, don't tell me if you sue, it takes faster. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. You just mad because, I'm just being real. It is whatever the remedy is to get the item deleted and or compensated is good. But don't be shitting on other people who don't sue. They just want to get their item deleted off their credit report, if that makes sense.
That's facts.
I had to go into that because the people who are marketing that's saying, oh, well, if you sue, it doesn't have to take 12 months. No, identity theft case, an FCRA case, can take a full year or more. But it's the biggest bag, though. You see what I'm saying? So it depends.
Now, Rico, I know we get a lot of clients. You get a lot of clients. Bankruptcies.
Oh yeah, this is my jam right here.
Bankruptcies, right? Like I get a lot of, I got a bankruptcy. Can I still fix my credit? Right? And bankruptcy, there's different kinds. Chapter 7, Chapter 13. There's I think another two different kinds of bankruptcy. But Rico, he's got some gem for you guys on removing a bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Right?
And or disputing.
Or disputing a,
because we can't legally say it, but yeah, we get it done.
what would you tell the people on how to remove a bankruptcy strategically? How to dispute a bankruptcy?
Well, here's the thing that people need to understand, whether they're a client or they're one of us. credit repair is not moving. It's moving towards, it's elevating towards, people are starting to get more educated on credit.
Yes.
Due to our YouTubes and these podcasts, etc. The best way I know, because I got a lot of it, if you just go to my channel and my Instagram, you'll see. But the best way I know first is like, hey, Rico, how do you dispute a bankruptcy? You don't.
Ooh.
This is what I'm saying. They say, what do you mean, Rico? You don't dispute the bankruptcy? No. What we do in our company is I'm partnered up with a lawyer in the bankruptcy niche that covers all of the United States. People have to understand first what the bankruptcy weighs, all right? And I'll get into that, what I mean by that. But I'm partnered up with a lawyer. We just send our credit reports or the client's credit reports to our lawyer. And if he sees there's an inaccuracy there, with the client's permission, we'll put them in contact, and then the lawyer will take care of that client. And what do I mean by that? Guys, if you have a bankruptcy on your report, right, obviously you could text BK to 951-400-4352. But here's the thing. We're just going to take a look at your credit report for free, and we're going to send it to our lawyer. If our lawyer sees that there's an inaccuracy attached to that, they'll say, send me this client, put in contact with him. I'll see what I can do. If not, you get sent back to us and we do our magic. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Moving forward, guys, you want to start looking and partnering up with an attorney. Whether you're a credit repair owner or you're a client, get a professional attorney to look at the credit report, especially if you have a bankruptcy, because some of them know they sue the Experian, TransUnion, Equifax counsel every day. They're in cahoots in the courtroom system, right? They know each other. They'll know each other's counsel. Remember when I said the FTC conducted a study back in 2014? They know there's inaccuracies. They're still conducting inaccuracies, even more now. So you already know there could be a case. But for people who want to partner up with a lawyer, I'm going to give them 2 websites. Okay?
Hit him.
Okay. The first one is Avvo, AVVO.com. You can search for a lawyer. You do your city and state, FCRA, FDCPA, consumer lawyer, and you kind of go through the list, you know. Hey, do you guys look at bankruptcies for free, etc. Remedy, right? Or the other one is you can go to Google and you can do National Consumer Advocacy, like NACA, and then find your attorney, and you can go there. We'll probably put a link below. I'll give you the link, but just look for your consumer attorney there and partner up with an attorney there. Or go to these credit cons. I met one of my lawyers at CreditCon at these events.
What's his name? The one that hosts CreditCon?
Matt Leach.
Matt Leach.
Yeah.
He's the one that he gave a gem regarding suing, like Verizon.
Yeah.
That's if you have a Verizon collection, not I don't want to say easily, right? But he's known for getting $5,000 remedy for a Verizon collection.
Because there's cases and proven cases on this, and people, once they read into the cases on Pacer too, and I'll get into Pacers, but like they say that it's a repeated case. So if he won, I know I can leverage that, if that makes sense. But back to the bankruptcy. So first step is we take a look with the lawyer. Now, bankruptcies, the audience has to understand this, Santiago, is this. Don't worry about the bankruptcy as much as it's the accounts attached to it. Why? Because the accounts attached to it are the derogatory accounts. Bankruptcy is just a public record, right?
Like child support.
Yeah, I've seen people with 800 FICOs that have a bankruptcy. You get what I'm saying? The actual accounts attached to the bankruptcy way more. The late payments, the charge, etc. So with that, that's what the lawyer, that's a bar. That's a bar. So what I'm saying is, don't be discouraged, guys, if you can't get the bankruptcy removed. Because actually, you're setting yourself up for failure if you get the bankruptcy removed, and then
the negatives still on there?
The negatives are still on there. And how are you going to dispute it? Well, so this is how people are doing it. And the bankruptcy is not mine. Okay, it's deleted. But the accounts are still attached to it. And then you're going to go redispute, and they're going to be like, hey, these accounts were attached to the bankruptcy. But hold up. You said you didn't have a bankruptcy, right? So now they add the bankruptcy back on, and now you're at square one. With the comments in the section is that you're contradicting yourself. So you have to play strategic to the credit bureaus. So what I would do if I were you guys is focus on the accounts attached to it. Now, what inaccuracies are you looking for? You want to make sure Pacer, you go to pacer.com. That's where you can pull the actual court filings. All right. You can pay the report, etc. You got to make sure those are congruent and they have the same amount of information. But for example, what you're looking for is this. In the comment section, it could say either nothing or it could say zero. It has to say a zero balance or included with bankruptcy. If it has a balance if it has a balance, right? This is key, guys. Listen up. If the account that was attached to the bankruptcy has a balance that's inaccurate, you can sue them. You can sue the credit report agencies for that. So take a screenshot of that.
Guys, did you not hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Right? There's so many inaccuracies on a credit report. If your negative account has a balance, right, and it's included in the bankruptcy, how they gonna have a balance if you have bankruptcy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So focus on deleting the negative accounts first, and then you can attack the bankruptcies. Now, the old method that we used to do, and doesn't say that it doesn't work, is taking the courthouse letter saying, you
guys report
you guys don't report to the credit bureau, so you're getting there from. Now, it's not a wrong way to do it because it works, hit or miss. It's just sometimes the credit report agency is like, we don't want to deal with this headache, just delete it, right?
But going back to what he said, they'll remove the bankruptcy, but the negatives will still be on there.
Yeah. So you want to focus on the negatives first because they weigh more as far as discrepancies goes. So when you clear that, you go into bankruptcies. Now, there's a new way that nobody's really talking about on how to. It's just brand new. And this is actually from my lawyer's mouth and how he's succeeding in getting bankruptcies removed the legal way. All right. And it is called the motion to seal. Right. Nobody really heard of that before. But motion to seal, after the accounts that were attached to the bankruptcy have been disputed and removed or corrected as much as possible, that's when you move over to the bankruptcies. Now, what am I saying? The old way would be, get the courthouse letter. It's still reporting to LexisNexis. So if you're watching this, you don't want to deal with the courts, still dispute off LexisNexis, guys. Always obtain your LexisNexis report, right? Circle it, whatever, opt out, but dispute first. People, that's another bar too. People don't really know. Even if it's a late payment, even if it's a charge-off collection or anything like that, they verify to the consumer data reporting agencies, which is LexisNexis. They're a credit reporting agency, guys. You could dispute with them too and send a letter to them too. Okay? Because that's what they're verifying. If you go to Experian.com, you scroll all the way down, we get our information in-house at Nexus Consumer Data, etc. Public records, right? But if you obtain that thick report, you can go through and find that discrepancy and dispute it off of there. It's easier to dispute off of there, Innovis, etc., versus Experian and Treasury and Equifax. Now, once that's deleted off of there, they have to verify back there. It's like, oh, it's not on there. Mismatch, unverified, delete. You see what I'm saying? So that's the old way of doing it. But you don't have to do that. All right? That's what I was taught to do that, right? We dispute, we freeze and opt out the secondary reporting agencies, and then we go to the personal information, etc. Personal information is another big hack that I always go through. But if the new way, guys, is motion to seal. What do I mean by motion to seal? For those of you who have ever been incarcerated or been in trouble with law or anything like that and want their records sealed, basically you can seal your records, right? And that's a public record, but you can seal the bankruptcy. Meaning, once you go to the court systems and they actually have a motion to seal the bankruptcy, the court will print out a document, an official document, and send it to you, and you can use that document to send to the credit reporting agencies. Now, they have 30 days to remove that. If they don't remove it in 30 days, you can sue them with 15 U.S.C. 1681I, reinvestigation method.
Hey, RICO.
All right.
Hey, guys, I'm over here like,
all right.
man.
Yeah, so that's the newest way and the legal way per my lawyer is removing bankruptcies.
Oof, RICO. We getting spicier, RICO.
Yeah. Nobody has talked about that before. I'll just say it.
I know there was a big viral. You've been going viral lately. You know,
Yeah.
you be going viral lately. But some people are like, oh, you going viral for what? Was it the social media?
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
So-
Okay. So talk to them real quick.
So, yeah.
So the social media is how to remove a negative item using social media, correct?
Yes. If anybody's teaching this or anybody repeats this, guys, just know that they got it from me. All right.
RICO.
Disputing negative accounts on your credit report, utilizing and leveraging social media. We all have YouTube, we all have Twitter, we all have Instagram, Facebook, etc. Right? It's not whatever. What I did, it was like in 2021. I don't know. I had a credit card, right? I believe it was with Bank of America or Card Barber Service, one of them, right?
Got it.
And I get a letter saying they're going to shut down my credit card, right? For no apparent reason. And what happened was I went to social media. I went Twitter. I added the company. I said, at Card Barber Service or at Bank of America, at CFPB, at BBB, at Attorney General, right? And I said, you guys are violating my consumer rights. This is an accuracy on my credit report. You guys, please reinstate my credit card. And then you know what? The legal team is inboxed me on Twitter. They say, we'd like to reach out to you. 30 minutes, they reach out to me. It's like, how could we help you? So my card got reinstated because it was frozen. I wasn't able to use it. They reinstated it, all for just being a Karen on social media. What am I saying? Okay. And there's a lot of people's like, oh, that's bullshit. It didn't work. I have actual bankers that's on that post saying, this is valid. I work for a bank. I'm not going to say their name because they could get in trouble. I work for a bank and we prioritize complaints on social media.
Oof.
So disputing off social media, especially Twitter, where the whole world can see how you're conducting your company, it's a big leveraging tool to getting negative items deleted and or seen or disputed. Now, is it going to work every time? No. You'll be naive to think that. But at least it's getting heard and seen by other people than the mailroom and in the same frivolous letters you guys are sending. I like to say, look, the reason why my clients come to the GOAT and the reason why I have so many testimonials is because we dispute like an octopus. There's not just one way of disputing. You can send letters, do social media, you can call in, you can to skip trace, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to be strategic how you're going to get your dispute heard. You know, so that's the social media disputing hack that nobody's teaching about in the credit repair industry.
What is one collection company you always see on every report? Like a constant one.
I'm going to be real with you.
And now there's two.
I don't even look at reports no more. You got to pay me high to the left.
My team. Back then, when Rico used to look at reports, what would be one?
My business is all automated. I train my team well. But back then, I would say
For me, it was
portfolio recovery
and Midland.
And LVL funding. But
LVN funding.
But here's the thing, though. If you have one of those, I know people in the credit industry that they specialize in suing them, too. So the thing is that I know we're portfolio recovery, too. They say on their website, this is an unpopular way to get things deleted. You ready? The #1 credit repair hack to get a collection removed off your credit report. Pay it.
Nice.
Hey.
So I'm gonna help him out.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a $10,000 collection,
Yeah.
right?
You know one.
You gonna pay $10,000, right? If you have a $250 collection, or you less than $1,000,
Yeah.
pay. However,
Yeah.
don't pay it until you call them and do pay for delete and have them give it to you in writing.
Or if you could challenge it, even if it's a $52 collection, okay, you could pay it. If you want to challenge it, do 1 or 2 rounds at most. If you don't want to keep going long, you know what I mean? Like, if it's a $52 collection or 100, 250, pay it, have it in writing that you paid it. Now, if they don't delete it, that's when you can sue them for violation and get the money back, you know?
Yeah.
But it will move faster. I know for portfolio recovery, it has on their website, hey, if you pay this off, we remove it. And sometimes, look, I mean, you should be paying your debts back anyways, you know?
I mean, a lot of people that watch me, we're not here to get you a 20K card and then you rack it up and be like, yo, I'm just gonna put a collection. They could remove it. That's not the game we run,
Yeah.
right? People go through hard times. People lose a job. People get sick. People pass away, and that puts you in a bind, right? And that happens. But there's always inaccuracies in the report. And what I'm saying is, do good. Do good by people. Don't just run it up just because, the Capital One, they're getting one on us because they're charging us interest. Man, if you're gonna use that card, pay it off at the end of the month so you don't get charged that interest. Or don't be buying stuff you can't afford.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people get in that cycle where, I had a client, I gave him 20K. Yo, bro, I'm just going to use this card just for investments. He racked it up. Yo, bro, what happened to that card? Oh, bro, it's racked up, bro. And that's how people get stuck.
Yeah. You should be leveraging. They say, what should I invest in? Always yourself. Okay, what do you mean by yourself? Okay, listen, what do you want to do in life? You got to pick your vehicle, right? Mine was credit repair. Mine was credit, right? Yours was too. Yours was e-com then, but yours was too. It's still helping people and serving people.
Yeah.
Right? I would say if you can talk, and then for those of you, how to make money, because a lot of people and we do funding too now. A lot of people want to just say, hey, I got funded $150,000, but not do anything with it or leverage it. The real power is in using, because money is just a tool. The real power is using the money to invest into something that's going to bring something back, an ROI, right? Now, if you don't have that vehicle, whether it's real estate, coaching, credit repair, e-commerce, car, whatever, right? That is an active hustle. I would say learn something, invest into a mentor, where you want to be, how you want to be like, immerse yourself in it, be around those networks. And then once you learn, then you could charge for what you've learned,
True. And I feel like a lot of people, they get into the space and they already want a mentor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People, listen, and you know this for firsthand, people have been dying to pay me $25,000, et cetera, for my mentorship. I don't have one. And they've been dying, hey, get a mentorship. And I've been in the game a decade, basically, But it's like, I'd rather just serve the people, get them results. Maybe in the future I'd do one, but
mentorship coming. Higher ticket, but it come with a little headache too.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm a Marine. I might spaz out, but I got PTSD real quick. That's it.
Rico, what is something that you can share with them that you haven't shared anywhere else? I feel like that way, we make this pod even extra special. Just maybe.
I don't know. I'm thinking what was something that I pretty much gave you out a lot of game.
Maybe a little removal inquiries. I don't know, something that you haven't shared somewhere else.
Let me see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna have to get my sauce. I might have to do a mentorship. They gotta pay for it now, Joe. That's a good question.
I would say a hack, and it's more like, if you want to share it, it's like service.transunion.com. Just to do personal info.
I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
Something like that. Just, but tell them personal info stuff.
Okay, so personal information.
Yeah.
So one thing that I do that people should understand, consumers should understand, is you're finding something called the e-Oscar system when you dispute negative items of your credit report. And what the e-Oscar system is designed by the credit report agencies, Experience and Equifax, to automatically verify. They have different codes that classify them if this is verified, updated, or deleted, or remains, etc. Your goal as a consumer and the credit report expert is to disassociate their personal information to the tied accounts, whether it's good or bad, right? Mainly bad. But every name, number, email, social, address, co-spouse, employer has a backdoor number ID attached to it. All right? It's a code. So you get more leverage in getting a deletion off the credit report once, the personal information is cleaned up and disassociated. So, for example, when you applied for that Macy's credit card, your name was this. You were married or not married. You lived at this address and you were this, whatever. You had this phone number. that information is attached to that account. So your goal is to knock it off track. Okay? By cleaning that. How do you clean it up? Well, you can either call the furnisher and update it, or you just call the credit report agency, Experian, transfer to the fraud department to speak to someone live. That's the only way you're going to speak to someone either in America, etc. Your goal is to speak to someone in America. And unfortunately, that is through the fraud department, right? Regardless of what people may think. But your goal is to speak to someone in America and dispute that the discrepancies or inaccuracies from the personal information, so that we get more leverage.
Because every time we do a back-end system for our clients, and we remove the addresses and phone numbers, and like, because you should have one name, one phone number, right? What we just mentioned. We always get like a 5-10 point boost.
Yeah. Sometimes you could get a point boost.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen too typically. It doesn't happen very much, but that could be due to the disassociation of the account that's going to get deleted.
That's what I'm saying. No. Yeah.
But my thing I wanted to talk about, and then you could weigh in on this, is like people who are going through credit repair. The big thing they need to understand as a client or as a credit repair owner is this: you shouldn't only be just disputing the negative items. You need to build your credit as well. That way you could get set up for funding. So, Santiago, I want you to tell our audience, because this is going on my YouTube channel too.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I want you to tell our audience, while we're disputing, it could take 6 to 12 months, maybe more, maybe less, maybe a week, who cares, right? But while they're doing this, what should they be doing to get that Navy Federal pledge loan? Talk about the Navy Federal pledge loan, or the same concept. It doesn't have to be with Navy Federal, but talk about the concept on how they could build and why it's important for them to build while getting credit repair.
I feel like Joshua, right? Credit education trumps credit repair.
Mm-hmm.
So credit education trumps credit repair. Mm-hmm. And a part of that credit education is building positive accounts. Okay? The reason why everyone is jumping on this pledge loan, because you're speeding up all those payments, because a pledge loan is you put your money up front, and let's say you do the loan for 2 years, for example, and when you pay all that loan, you just sped up 2 years of payments. So what does that do? That jumps up your score, because the loan is 95% off, 95% paid off. And the pledge loan is, you can do it with 90% of the banks. So I think Chase, Citibank, you can't do it with that. Even Wells Fargo, you can't do it, I don't think.
Credit unions, from what I'm understanding, so they work the best.
But now every credit union is different. The reason why I'm always saying Navy Fed, Navy Fed, Navy Fed is because Navy Fed, when you pay off that pledge loan, you get the money right away. Penn Fed, you pay off that pledge loan, you don't get the money till the end of the month. So that's why I'm big on Navy Fed. But even building with the credit union, what I'm more fascinated with is kind of like building the relationship with the bank. Remember, each bank has an internal score. Navy Fed, right? 100 to 450. The more products you have with Navy Federal, the more internal score you go up. The more internal score you go up, the more lending you can get from these banks. Okay? They don't know you, they can't flow you. So that's why, optional overdraft protection service, you can't get that until you're 90 days in, because we don't know you. If you go negative, how do we know you're going to pay that money back?
Yeah.
Right? So, it's a product. You guys are watching us, and you probably already have Navy Fed. Just call and sign up for optional overdraft protection service. There's another option. It's called the checking line of credit. They'll give you up to $1,000. I don't want that. Just give me the okay? Some people have taken the checking line of credit, but you can't do both. You can't do and the clock. It's called the clock, checking line of credit, okay? Just do with and also, in the building stage, and I think this is big. This is really big for people. Everybody want to go straight to the $20K, and they don't want to they don't want to start off at the $500 secured. How do you start?
I started off with a 500.
Yeah, me too. But this is grace to God, because I don't know. My credit was messed up I started with a $500 secured. I applied with Navy Federal. They said, "Oh, you qualify, $500 secured." I was excited. I was like, "Oh shit, I got something."
Yeah.
I paid it up. I paid the 500 because you got to fund your secure card. And bro, that same day I get a call that I got approved for 2,500. So I don't know what happened. I was like, I ran it. But this is another thing. When I got that $2,500 credit card, that month, I spent about $10K. So you're like, how the hell you spend $10K on a $2,500 card? Use it, pay it off. Use it, pay it off. Navy Fed knew my name my third weekend. "Hey, Mr. Gill." Because I was just paying it off. And with me is, I have to touch money.
They call me Sergeant Rico. I don't know. They call me Sergeant Rico.
Sorry, Rico, up and center. But yeah, guys, the rebuilding of your credit will take time, but don't knock a $500 secured card. All right? Don't knock a pledge loan. Okay? You guys might be looking at this right now with $2,000 in your bank account. That's enough for credit repair and a pledge loan. Right? But you guys rather have it sitting right there than straight building with your credit.
Needs to be emotion.
And also, you guys, maybe you burn your bridges with Navy Fed.
Bro, talk about that.
If you burn your bridges with Navy Fed, make it right.
Yeah.
Like I say, make it right, guys.
A lot of people, even if you're in the credit repair industry, right, or a client, you got to understand this too. This is where the credit education comes into play. Just because an item is deleted off your credit reports doesn't mean you don't owe in real life. Just because an item is deleted off your credit report does not mean you don't owe the actual balance in real life. Now, the goal is to make you look pretty on the credit report so you can obtain that mortgage, etc. But you might be sued later and or deal with the discrepancies later down the road. So you have to, let's say if you do get away with the statute of limitations, right? Statute of limitations, everybody has different statute of limitations in their state on where they can collect the debt. Let's say it's past the statute of limitations, past 7 years, let's say, right? You try going back to that bank that you burned, they have an internal score system that's never going to leave. Congratulations that you got your item deleted and you didn't pay us, but in order you to reestablish a relationship, you have to pay this debt first. It's $20K or $50, you know what I'm saying? They keep that, or you can't bill with that bank. And you got to understand, some banks are underwriters for other banks, especially if we're talking funding. So
Elon Financial.
Elon Financial is the biggest one, one of the biggest underwriters. So you have to be careful who you burn. That's why I'm saying your habits. Budgeting is part of credit repair too, and the financial industry too. I recommend, I'm not getting paid by the Rocket Money. They're a good budgeting app, so you could track and manage your expenses. Some banks offer it to cash flow insights, etc. So you have to keep your credit monitoring. Track what you manage, track your budgeting, and then you can know where to go from there.
And then one thing, I'll add this. If you have a $500 secure card, Rico touched this early on, know your statement date and due date, because if you cannot handle a $500 credit card, you're not going to handle a $20K.
Nope.
You're just not. And that's like, oh, but I want an Amex. I want this. Bro, that's why you got to lock into one of us.
Yeah.
All right? Because we're not just going to fix your credit. We're here to throw some gems and educate you. Like, this is something. This is I'll bar it up right now, because the situation that you're in right now, whether it's a fucked up situation or a good situation, you planted that seed 3 years ago. All right? This right here was planted years ago.
Yep.
Okay? He didn't plant it last month. Right? And the reason Rico's Rico, because he's been in the game so long.
Yeah.
Right? A bunch of flim-flam, funny business. It's like, people want to come at you like that. That's why you know who a real one is. And that's why I tell you guys, like, put your time in. Right? If you're a credit repair watching us, put your time in. But relationships, don't burn them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rico could call me. I hit him up anytime. And I'll answer Rico. Yo, Rico, my bad, I'm busy. Hit you back up. But I know where it's coming from. I know where his heart's at. He's been through some dark shit. I've been through some dark shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like I always tapped in with him. Any little thing that I could do for him and his family, that's because I know he was a real one when I was struggling. All right, guys? And I want to share that because sometimes you do business with people just because, okay, cool, at that moment. But you got to know, is this really guy, if I'm going through something, can I really hit that person up?
Yeah.
Is he going to look out for me? That's the people that you want to really keep in your circle. I know you have a small circle, right?
My family. So, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the truth, guys, because we've been burned too many times, you know, and the best thing I think that we're creating, right, is when we wanted to be at other big tables, they weren't inviting us.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're creating our own table. So we pick and choose where we want to be. And I think that goes farther than any money, but we put in that sweat and equity. All right? Anything you want to leave to the people real quick? Hey, follow him.
You guys,
Joshua Rico.
Joshua Rico on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I'm going to be coming out with weekly videos. Joshua Rico SR on Instagram.
TikTok? What about TikTok?
TikTok, you can look, I'm everywhere. Google me. You'll see. Google me. Hey, you know? But I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Hey, guys, real quick. This pod, show some love.
Look.
Rock with him, support with him. He dropped too many nuggets.
Too much game, man. And if you did find any nuggets, right, post and tag me on Instagram and reshare it. I want to see what you found valuable. If you did find value, right, comment in the comment section what helped you, what you understood.
And please execute on this information. This hour that you just watched is bullshit if you don't execute on nothing. Even if you hop on a call with him, his team, or us, right? That's more valuable because you actually took action. All right, guys. See you guys on the next one. Peace.